30 years ago, if you looked at a classroom of black college students, the men and women were about even. 16% of black men had degrees and just 14% of black women. But today, everything is flipped. Today, roughly 38% of young black women hold a college degree compared to just 26% of black men. This isn't just about report cards. This is about survival. This is about legacy. And if you are trying to figure out how to secure your future, you need to pay attention to what they are doing. Today, we're talking about why black women are succeeding against the odds and what that teaches us about money, resilience, and the future. Let's start at the beginning. Wealth doesn't start with a paycheck. It starts with a foundation, and the foundation of wealth is often education. 3 decades ago, the numbers were neck and neck, but something happened. Today, black women are not just catching up, they are leading the charge. Think about what that means. A college degree is the single biggest driver of lifetime earnings. It opens doors to careers, to networks, and to financial literacy. Black women now represent nearly 60% of black adults with a bachelor's degree. And when you look at advanced degrees, master's, professional, and doctorates, they dominate there too, making up over 60% of black doctoral degree holders. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but I know plenty of educated people who are still broke. And you're right. Education alone isn't the full picture, but it is the ticket to the game. It gives you the tools to navigate a system that wasn't built for you. For black women, this wasn't just about getting smarter, it was about survival. It was about realizing that if they didn't build a foundation for themselves, no one was going to build it for them. The entrepreneurial explosion. Here is where things get really interesting. You've heard the phrase, if they won't give you a seat at the table, build your own. Black women didn't just take that advice, they turned it into an economic movement. They are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs in the United States. Between 2017 and 2023, the number of black woman-owned employer businesses grew by a staggering 78%. That is nearly double the growth rate of all black-owned businesses. We're talking about businesses that hire people, that pay salaries, that pour money back into communities. Now, why is this happening? A lot of people say it's just ambition, but if you dig deeper, you see it's necessity. Recent data shows that when the economy tightens, when layoffs hit, black women are often hit first and hit hardest. Over 300,000 black women lost their jobs during a recent economic downturn, but instead of waiting for someone to hire them back, they hired themselves. This is the single most important financial lesson you will ever learn. Don't rely on one stream of income. Don't rely on one employer. Black women understood that their job security couldn't be left in someone else's hands. They started side hustles. They turned hobbies into businesses. They started small and they grew. And because they did, even when the economy wobbles, they have something to fall back on. The wage gap paradox. But here's the part that might make you angry, and it should. If black women are more educated than black men and they are starting businesses at record rates, you would assume they make more money, right? Wrong. In 2025, the median weekly earnings for black women working full-time were about $942. For black men, they earn $986. That's just $44 more per week for the men. Wait, what? That means black women with higher education and higher labor force participation are barely catching up to black men in pay. And when you compare them to white men, the gap is a canyon. But here's where the magic of the Black Women Best framework comes in. They have learned to stretch a dollar further than anyone else. They know that a paycheck is just one piece of the puzzle. Because systemic barriers keep them from earning as much as others, they have to be smarter with what they have. They invest differently. They save differently. They look for alternative income streams. If you're a beginner, this is the lesson. You can't control what your boss pays you, but you can control how much you keep. You can control whether you invest it or spend it. Black women have been forced to be financially creative, and that creativity is what builds generational wealth. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep and how you make that money work for you. Access to capital. And let's talk about access to capital for a moment, because this is where the story gets even more inspiring. Black women face more rejection when they apply for business loans than almost any other demographic. They get asked for more collateral, they get charged higher interest rates, and they get told no far more often. But despite all of that, they keep applying. They keep refining their pitches. They find alternative funding sources, crowdfunding, grants, community lending circles. They don't take the first no as a final answer. They take it as a reason to get more creative. And that refusal to give up is exactly what separates those who build wealth from those who stay stuck.
The emotional core of this story. Why do Black women push so hard? Because they aren't just doing it for themselves, they are doing it for their families. The data shows that Black women face a double bind of racial and gender discrimination. They face microaggressions, they face barriers to capital, they face a system that often tells them they aren't enough. But they look at their children, they look at their parents, they look at their community, and they refuse to be the ones who let the cycle continue. They know that financial literacy is the key to breaking that cycle. They know that if they don't learn about investing, about credit, about business, their children will have to start from the same square one they did. So they learn. They grind, they build. And here is something we don't talk about enough: the emotional toll. Juggling a career, a business, family responsibilities, and the weight of systemic pressure is exhausting. But Black women have developed a resilience that comes from generations of finding a way through. They lean on each other. They form support networks, mastermind groups, and saving circles. They share opportunities instead of hoarding them. And that collective mindset amplifies their success far beyond what any individual could achieve alone. This is for the beginners in the room. This is for the older folks who feel like it's too late. It is never too late. Black women didn't start with advantages. They started with less pay, less access, less representation. But they said, I will not be a statistic. I will be an exception. And they became the exception. Now, look at the retirement numbers, because this is where the gap really shows up. Black women are actually more likely to contribute to retirement accounts than Black men when they have access to them. They understand that Social Security alone won't be enough, especially when the average benefit for a Black woman is significantly lower than other groups. So they prioritize their 401ks, they open IRAs, and they start early, even if it's just a small amount. They know that time in the market matters more than timing the market, and that small, consistent contributions grow into something life-changing over decades. Think about what that means for the next generation. A child who grows up watching their mother or grandmother invest, save, and build a business doesn't just inherit money, they inherit a mindset. They inherit the belief that financial freedom is possible for them too. That is how wealth transfers across generations, not just through bank accounts, but through habits, through knowledge, and through the confidence that comes from seeing someone who looks like you succeed. Final challenge. So, I challenge you today. Stop waiting for the system to fix itself. Stop waiting for a raise that isn't coming. Start looking at what you can build with your own two hands. Educate yourself. Open that side business. Invest that $20 a week. If there is one thing we can learn from the resilience of Black women, it is this: your future is your responsibility, and you are more powerful than you know.